So unfortunately this week we've had a really bad week for our poultry. We've had we must have had a rat attack last night. So basically I have 2 quails missing completely. I have one body of a quail that's missing a head. And these guys, one of them's got a bit of a head wound and it's really not walking very well, so I'm going to have to take it out and have a look at it. So what it's done is it's dug underneath the house. It's dug under here and it's popped up in the run here, and there was basically a quail half in, half out underneath there. And I basically looked at it and was like, why is the feathers everywhere? So I was like, that's weird, and unfortunately it's obviously got in and then basically harassed them all. So there's 2 missing. So I'm missing an Italian quail. I only have 2 in here now. There was 3 yesterday, and I only have 2 of the Faro quail. So the Italian are slightly smaller, so it must have been able to get the Italian out of the hole that it's dug here. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to put metal. So what I had done is they actually had come through the actual drainage hole in the house, so I'd put metal over that. That's still intact because I checked that. So it's obviously dug up through this hole here underneath, and unfortunately it's taken 2 of my quail, and one of them in here looks like it's got a head wound, and it's also got it's not walking very well, so I need to check its legs. One of the others is hobbling a bit as well, and bless them, they still gave me 2 eggs as well. But yes, this one here, she's hobbling a little bit. So I'm going to have to get them out and obviously catch them, so I'm going to have to stress them again, which I feel really bad about, because obviously I don't know how long it was in here, whether it was, I think it was in here all night, bless them. So I'm really sad. So this really sucks. So I have one body of a quail, and the other one is completely, I don't know where it is. I must have taken it with it because it's not here, and the one I have is completely missing its head. So I thought we'd solved this issue before we moved, and obviously now we have rodent issues here, which obviously we have moved to the country. So, but obviously these houses are meant to be vermin proof, but obviously not in this case. Okay, so we've put the metal aviary mesh all the way along the whole length of the run, and it's going to go underneath the house, and then we're going to see if we're going to stick some at the side of the house too. But we've done that so far. So I moved these guys into the kitchen. So unfortunately I now only have 4 quail left. I have 2 of my original Italians and 2 of the new Faro ones, which I got December. Unfortunately I had to send one of the other Faro ones to heaven because she had a very, very damaged leg and a head wound. The 2 Italians both have superficial wounds, which we've sprayed with the blue antibiotic spray, and hopefully they'll be okay as long as they're not too shocked. So they're in here, so they're nice and warm, they've got food and water, and we'll see how they do. I've just put the 2 that were uninjured back into the run now that we fixed it. These 2 little guys, left them in, well, girls technically, left them in here because they've obviously got wounds and need convalesce. So we'll just see how they go in here. Hopefully they get over their shock. Okay, so we've put all the metal down, we put everything back together again. So it's now all covered up as it was before. And what I've just done is I've just taken the 2 that were uninjured and put them back out here just to give the other 2 a bit more space and a bit more time to convalesce inside, since they are the ones that actually have wounds. These guys seem to have come away unscathed, so they're back in here, but it's all safe for them now, so I'll just keep an eye on them. They seem to be eating and drinking well. They don't seem to be bothered. The other 2 are very sleepy and quite sedate, so they're obviously getting over the shock and things like that. But these 2 seems to be doing okay, so I've decided to put them back out since it's all now safe for them with all the mesh underneath. So if something decides to dig in, it can't come up into the run anymore. It's completely safe for them because everything is already got extra mesh on the outside, extra mesh on the anti-dig on the outside of the run. It was just unfortunately dug in underneath the house and came up in the run. But that can't happen anymore because the mesh goes all the way up behind and further out each side of the run at the back, the house at the back. So I was going to give you an update on a Polish hen that was beaten up on Monday. I'll give you an update. Guys, up in the sin bin, which is the quail's old house, because on Monday I went down to feed them and I noticed on Sunday that the Araucana, which is the black one, had been kind of a little bit pecking at some feathers and things and being a bit kind of bossy, so I'd been keeping an eye on them, but at that point hadn't caused any actual issues. And I opened the house on Monday to find the Polish hen completely covered in blood on all of her back. So basically one of them has pulled out at least maybe 4 or 5 tail feathers, and obviously they bled a lot. So I removed the Polish hen. She stayed in the house overnight on Monday. When I got home from work, I then cleaned her up and put some of the blue spray on her on Tuesday. Tuesday morning went down. Mum had actually managed to lock the Araucana, which is the black one, into the run, so she was separated from the other guys. Obviously she's the only one I'd seen kind of picking on them. And then so I went down in the morning, put the Polish hen back in and took out the Araucana, and then I just sat and watched them for a good 15-20 minutes, half an hour-ish, and then I noticed the Pekin, which is the little Milflair one here, the one with the little speckles on it, was pecking at the Polish hen's wound. So even though I bleach sprayed it and everything, it was going for it at least 4 or 5 times, so I also removed her. So these two are both the ones that kind of seem to be the more dominant hens. So I removed them both, and these are in the sin bin for maybe a week or so, we'll see. And the 2 silkies and the Polish hen are back in the normal house down the bottom. So it's just not been a good week this week, and I was just getting over my flu, and then it sucks. Anyway, this is what happens with animals, unfortunately. So I'm gonna have to then try and reinforce the quail house and see what's happening with that other injured quail, whether it's going to survive or not. So we'll see. Okay. So you can see the little Polish hen there. It's got her purple spray on her. So these guys seem to be doing alright. The little grey one's still got a bit of a cough. If he's had some when we got him, it's better than it was. It's still got a little bit of a cough. And then these guys seem to be getting on okay. I don't know whether one of them's molting or this is just the feathers from the naughty other ones having their pecking fest that they did. But these guys seem to be getting on okay. Don't you guys? Seems to be nice and calm, but they're not outside though, which is weird because it's nice outside. Keeping an eye on them. And I don't know how long I want to keep the others away, maybe a week or so, and see how they do. But these guys seem to be doing okay. We've got some little water fountain, water features. We've got a little one here, and there's one up by the house, or the barn, and then Mum's been painting the inside of some house. We're going to paint the outside too, because it's actually lovely weather at the moment. So the ducks have gone a bit paler than they used to be, so they're quite light now. They're enjoying being in the sunshine. We gave them a little bit of turf over here, which they've been enjoying playing in their muddly puddle. So we generally put some scratchy things down there for them to play with. But they're being good compared to everyone else who's having a bit of a rough time at the moment, bless them. Good weather today. I just wanted to show you the tulips have all opened up. Down here we've got tulips and daffodils. All up here. So at least it's looking nice, even though it's bad stuff happening today, this week anyway.